So, Death Note.
Arguable worst movie of the year.
Obviously, we're skeptical coming into it. I think everybody was for the most part.
The trailer did not look promising.
No.
It looked bad. Trailer made the movie look bad.
Yeah.
And it came on Netflix last night. I advise all of you to not watch it.
Like, at what point in the movie, the earliest point at which you knew that it was just not going to improve at all?
5 minutes in. It was bad. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the anime. And I tried to distance myself from the anime, saying this is just a different story, different Death Note story. However, when they use the same names for the characters in the movie as they do in the anime, and then change the characters completely, it's so bad. It's not just a remake, and a poorly done remake. I can't even explain it. They're like murdering these characters. Spoilers. 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 If you want to watch the Death Note movie or the anime, stop the video right now. Don't watch the Death Note movie. Watch only the anime.
Yeah.
Light Yagami in the anime and manga is the most maniacal, sociopathic, brilliant mind that may have ever existed. He calculates everything. He is super composed, and he's not petty. He's a little petty. Only to his ego. Light Turner in the movie.
Such an American last name too.
Yeah,
they just love that.
And Light Yagami in the anime was a brilliant mind genius who was held to the highest esteem by his classmates and his family. Light Turner is a nerd in the American public school system who is bullied and has a self-esteem complex. He's insecure, which is nothing like they're completely opposite. The first time Light Yagami meets Ryuk, he got shocked at first, but expected it, and then played off of it, and then
this was in the anime.
In the anime, in the movie, Light Turner is the biggest. I hope we can bleep this out. The biggest bitch ever about it. He's screaming and slamming on the glass, like, "Help me out! Help me out!" It is embarrassing to watch. All right, so that was 5 minutes in.
The story was just starting to kick in the movie. It was just starting to really suck you in, right?
Right. So Ryuk's first appearance, it was pretty good. It was mysterious and creepy and everything that Ryuk is. And Willem Dafoe, perfect voice for Ryuk. In the anime, Ryuk is this bored death god who is just coming down to earth simply because he's bored. Has no intentions, no plan. Ryuk in the movie has some kind of maniacal scheme, a game he calls it. He insists that if Light Turner is not strong enough to do so, to give him back the book and he'll find a different owner. My bad. That's not what he says. He says, leave the book alone for 7 days and then you will cease ownership. And then he'll go find a different owner. Which is not a rule! That's a made up rule. It's a changed rule. It's not in the original Death Note rule book. It's so frustrating. They changed the rules of the Death Note. So how is this even called Death Note? It should be called Creepy Book. It should be called Creepy Book. This is when you change all the characters' characteristics and all the rules of the Death Note, it should no longer be allowed to be called Death Note. I digress. The first kill in the movie is a decapitation, which is a little over the top. The movie decides to go on this shock porn torture fest of gore, of just using the Death Note to do the most insane things. He kills an entire nightclub. Doesn't show how he kills. There's just bodies and blood everywhere. It's just like, oh, okay, they all died in a bloody way because that made sense.
Some like Saw type stuff going on.
It made no sense. It makes no sense when you follow Light Turner's character. It makes no sense on why he'd want to kill people these way.
Right.
He has no vendetta, essentially. He's doing it. He's doing it for a higher purpose, or he feels he's doing it for a higher purpose.
Right. He has a motivation that isn't spite.
Exactly. Besides maybe his first 2 kills, all of them are supposed to be just because to make the world a better place. However, he's doing it in all this gruesome way for no reason at all.
Right.
And I'm starting to shake. I'm getting quite flustered. All right. Light Yagami in the anime is super cautious. All he does is talk to Ryuk about the Death Note, and he keeps it secret. Light Turner has a crush, makes sense, I suppose, on this cheerleader. All these like tropes of American movies that they are just like slamming into your face in
Has
this
to have
movie.
a crush on a girl that's out of his league.
She approaches him and asks him why he's being weird, and asks him about the notebook he's holding in his hand. Just reading it in public because, you know, it makes sense. You have this killer notebook in hand, you're just going to wave it around. And he says, no, can't tell you about it. Then he's like, do you want to know about it? All right, I'll tell you about it. In a matter of 5 seconds. It's outrageous. And spoiler alert, even more, biggest trope yet, that girl ends up turning on him because she wants the power for herself. Oh my God, who would have seen it coming? Everyone can see it coming. Especially like halfway through when he doesn't want to kill the FBI agents that are following them. So she's like, I gotta go home for a little bit. All like mysterious, like, and disappears. And then the next day they all die. Like, bad. It's super obvious. It's really obvious.
Is he like oblivious to it though?
He is, yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Of course he doesn't know.
I hate that.
He trusts her completely.
Jeez.
He actually blames Ryuk.
So
which is super irritating too. Like, he has this conflict and hatred towards Ryuk in the whole movie of the Death Note movie, the live action. Whereas in the anime, they have a kind of like
a mutual understanding,
almost a bond, like almost a friendship. Like in the very beginning, Ryuk tells Light Yagami in the anime that he would be writing his name down at the end of this, and they go through this whole big adventure together, and it was really poetic. And then the movie just... Alright, we haven't even got to L yet. L may have been the best part of the movie, and it was still bad. The actor who played L, I don't know his name.
Keith Stanfield is his name.
Keith Stanfield?
Mm-hmm.
He did a really good job as kind of a introvert genius detective. However, it was a little exaggerated. In the anime, it's very like low toned, and he's super intense in the movie at all times.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little too emotional as well. And again, like this doesn't take away from the movie necessarily, other than that he's named the same character. He did a really fine job if he wasn't named L.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was just a different detective.
Right.
And I get that they are trying to just keep it as close to Death Note as possible, but when you change everything about the character, you're not keeping...
Yeah. It's named after the source material, but it's not faithful to it.
Which is frustrating as a fan.
Right. I mean, the same thing happened with Dragon Ball Evolution. You know, but that's a different
Oh
story
my
for a different
God.
day. I shouldn't have said it.
That's a different episode of Coffee with Jake. What else? Okay, so they play on all the American tropes. They do the shock porn over gore. They changed all the characteristics. They made it feel like the twist was very clever when if it wasn't.
It just wasn't.
This wasn't like she was the bad guy. She killed all the FBI agents. Got that. Then Light like wrote down in the notebook. So Elle in the movie at the very end finds a page of the notebook and starts laughing maniacally as he like holds a pen over it. And then it cuts to Ryuk laughing over Light Turner at the hospital. Light Turner's still alive, and he says humans are so interesting, which is like a key phrase for him. And then it goes to credits. Like they left cliffhanger for a terrible movie. There's no reason to do another one. The only reason Light versus Elle is so compelling is because Elle is certain that Light is Kira, but not with facts. With pure deductive reasoning.
Right.
But no facts. So he can't act on it because he can't prove it. Their whole mental battle on how to win is so compelling in the anime. That doesn't work in the movie if Elle knows Light is Kira. So yeah, this movie wasn't bad at all because of the Americanization or whitewashing. Because Ghost in the Shell did the same thing and had great reviews.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, and and a lot of people liked it. I guess
it seemed pretty bad.
I guess I'm just enraged in an age of remakes. That's the word I'm thinking of. Pervert this story so much and make it so bad.
Right.
It's why like you have the source is so good.
Right.
And you changed it to just a forgettable American action thriller that's been done a million times.
Especially when
the concept of the Death Note wasn't the compelling part of the story.
Right.
Okay, we didn't talk about this. They changed so many rules of the Death Note. Ryuk said, if you leave the notebook away for 7 days, then Ryuk gets it back. He gives it to a different owner. That's not how it works. Not how it works at all. In the anime, he can have it buried for months, and it can still remain his. Anyone who touches the Death Note can see the Death God. Not in this movie. That was probably the most shocking thing. Is he hands the Death Note to the girl, and then he's like, "Don't be shocked." She turns around, doesn't see Ryu. Ridiculous. There was a rule that if you burn, there's a one-time use. If you burn the page a person's name is written on before they die, then the death won't take effect.
Right.
Not true. You could eat that page. You could do whatever you want with that page. They'd still die. Which comes to play at the end. Like the girlfriend writes Light's name down.
Right.
To leverage him into giving her the ownership, and then she would burn the page. Like that's drama that shouldn't have existed.
Right.
Another rule is the controlling of people. In the anime, you can control people's actions before they die. They can only do what they could possibly know. In the movie, he has a whole bunch of prisoners throughout the world write Kira in Japanese when they don't know Japanese. And that wouldn't have been possible.
So, in regards to the rule about not leaving it for 7 days, was there a point in the movie where it became obvious that that rule was basically written as a plot device? Like, was there ever a point in the movie where it was like,
no!
Oh, okay, he needs to get it back, or like he's gonna lose it forever?
No!
No,
not
it
at all!
was just like, it was just there.
They never used it! It was just a throw-in line saying, if you don't want it, this is what you gotta do.
That's funny.
Which, in the anime, if you don't want it, you just say, hey, I don't want it. Take it back. Death Note has already gotten like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad, but I'm telling you firsthand, it's bad.
Well, it's strange to me because things like this have happened in the past. It seems like the lesson still has not been learned, and like you said, we're in an age where new ideas and fresh movies that are not based off of an IP of any sort are very few and far between. So, with so many studios making good reboots of stuff nowadays, why are bad ones
being made?
Still getting through the cracks?
Netflix originals. I feel like they're just overreaching now.
Mm.
Because there's been a few, like, it started off with like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black,
Great shows.
certain stand-ups, and just great content. Always, they got a big payout for it, and now they're investing more, and they're investing into bad projects.
Mm. You know, there's always, when you watch something that's identifiably bad, right? Whether it be an episode of a show, even if it's a good show, because every show has bad episodes, right?
Not Game of Thrones, right, Tim?
Was there a moment during the Death Note movie that was like, it was just the single moment that you will forever remember as like one of the worst things you've ever watched in your life?
Oh, man. There's moments, and then 5 minutes after, already mad. Then 15 minutes after it started, really mad. Yeah, they got into it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then like around 20 minutes in, they just started killing a ton of people in the most gruesome way possible. Like some Final Destination type shit.
Right.
I would imagine almost all the deaths are a Final Destination-esque type death in this movie.
Just like random, like, would totally
Would
almost never happen.
The decapitation. Across the street, someone's walking with a basketball, and then someone is walking towards them with a bag of groceries. Right when they reach each other, her bag of groceries rip, some oranges fall out, guy steps on the orange, slips, basketball goes on the road, car sees the basketball, turns, guy with a truck also turns and crashes, and his ladder, as on top, flies off the roof, decapitates the guy. Why?
That sounds hilarious.
Why does that need to happen? Like, they should have just called it Final Destination.
Yeah.
Death Note stuff. Final Destination book.
Teen angst plus Final Destination.
Final Destination creepy book.
Creepy book. The Diary of a Creepy Kid. The gory diary of a wimpy kid. Sorry.
I'm mad. I am mad.
Yeah.
I don't even think I got through all my points I wanted to make before making this video, but I'm like,
You've gotten mad to the point where
I'm so cloudy. My head is so cloudy right now of anger. I can't think. And people are going to call me, fanboy elitist. Like, oh, why don't you like the movie? Why can't you separate yourself from the source? Even in a movie standpoint, away from the source, it was just poorly written. It plays on every single trope that you can think of. Has the big climactic ending where a Ferris wheel is falling and they're on it, and
sick.
And it's ridiculous.
No, that's super gimmicky. That's
Isn't
super
it?
gimmicky. Yeah.
It was just an action flick like Final Destination.
Mm.
And then if people watch that first and then like, no, I don't want to watch the anime because the movie was meh, I already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
The anime is in my opinion, one of the best stories that I've ever read or seen, and just because it's so different, and the fact that you follow the antagonist is also they made Light Turner look like a protagonist, which is also upsetting in the movie. Light Yagami is an antagonist; he is a bad guy, and they make him look like a good guy in the movie. I don't know what to say. Don't watch the movie. It's gonna ruin my week. My weekend, my next week, it's ruined. I'm unhappy. Michael, what's your favorite anime? Ferris, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime ever? Ooh. I actually was a huge fan of the first Ghost in the Shell movie. I know it's not technically an anime. I watched like some of the mainstream stuff, like, your Naruto's, a lot of the stuff on Toonami. It wasn't until I saw that movie that I realized like you could tell like really, really different stories. I just started Attack on Titan.
Oh my god.
I just started Attack on Titan, and
My favorite is probably a tie between Death Note and Attack on Titan.
yeah.
Dragon Ball right behind them just because of how like influential it is to my childhood.
And
Caleb Maine.
what's it?
I don't want to have to physically do it.
You will not.
Small hands.
This-
Oh, are you guys on?
Yeah.
yeah. No, go ahead. It's good television.
You go ahead, dude.
Oh, coffee
Remember
time
that?
with Jake. Yeah.
You
dude.
can say
What are you guys talking
how awful Death Note was.
Oh, I don't know about that though. I can talk to you about a great Netflix show though. It's fantastic. All right, you should watch it. It's Always Sunny.
Where are you at in it?
I'm in like 6th season.
It's so good.
I'm
It's
so
good.
far in.
Okay, this has
Well,
gotten derailed very
okay, cool.
quickly.
Are we doing this?
It's getting edited
It's
out.
edited a lot.
Okay.
Dude, the Death Note movie was trash!
You really that?
I am
We
furious.
just recorded like 25 minutes of him ranting about it.
25 minutes?
It was
Jacob's
long.
impressed.
Some of the dumbest, funniest stuff in YouTube videos is moments where somebody says something really stupid and they're like, "My editor's gonna get rid of this," and then it's still in the video.
Yeah.
After.
Trash!
This is not a series.
It's a series.
Oh, it is now.
It is now.
This is
Coffee Time with Jake is-
Coffee Time with Jake.
Coffee Time with Jake is on.
You don't have any coffee.
I
Because he
all.
drank
I
it.
started with a full. It's Coffee Time with Jake, and it sounds nice, but it's just me ranting about shit. Trash!